This is Damon L. Jacobs. I'm here at Love Out Loud number 7 with the beautiful, multi-talented actress, author, Indie Soap Award nominee, Tina Sloan.
Oh, Damon, thank you.
Oh.
You should and do that.
Oh, you got me. You got me.
Do you hear what I said? You shouldn't do that.
She said the S word. Now, the reason I say, there's no shoulds, but because I love to authentically and truly honor the people I admire, and I so admire you.
Thank you.
The work you do.
Thank you.
The message in Changing Shoes, I've shared with you.
I'm just showing you the book, Changing Shoes.
Got it right here. I love the book. My mother loves the book.
Your mother loved the book, I know.
And this is such a great book about change, about aging, about embracing. The one thing we know about the world we live in is that there's always going to be change, and especially these days, there's so many changes.
And we better change.
We have to change.
I read something the other day, and it said, I'm really scared of the end of life. And they said, not of life itself, but of not having change in my life. Isn't that a great quote?
I love that. Because we need change, and if we fight it,
you can't.
You don't want it so well.
No, because there's guiding light going off, and instead of fighting it, I wrote Changing Shoes and wrote the play, and did the Empire in Venice.
And I think it's such a great example of how, even though the loss of guiding light was very sad, but often when something ends, it leads to new possibilities and new beginnings.
Hope so.
Well, certainly
no,
for
it did
you
for me.
And your book, which I love,
and
your roles on indie soaps that we're going to talk about in a minute. We love. Before we do, though, I want to ask about the release of The End of Guiding Light that just came out on DVD.
Isn't that fabulous?
It's so
I
great.
can't tell you how many people on Facebook and Twitter are talking about the last 10 episodes. And I have them all, but I have them they gave us all a few, or they gave me some. But to have them all in it's in one disc? Oh, it's fabulous.
And Lillian was spotlighted so much in those last those last 2 weeks.
She really was.
Yeah.
She was very happy.
Yeah. There was a special scene on one of the last episodes where Lillian actually went to Maureen's grave before her wedding.
My idea.
Tell me about that. How did you come up with that?
Well, I was thinking that people have never gotten over the fact that Maureen died and have blamed me. So I thought, even though Ed was there too, but we won't go there. And so and also let me say, I always say this, that she was one of my good friends. So for me to write that letter that was going to be found by her, that was going to lead to her death, I couldn't do. I kept getting up from the table and going away, and then I'd come back, and she said to me, "Get it done." She knew what it meant, but it's the writers. Anyway.
But it was your idea that this would be appropriate for Lillian to do this.
I thought she should go and do that and give everybody closure.
Yeah.
And I went to Jill and Ellen, and they just thought it was a great idea. And I remember David wrote it. Yeah. David Brandon wrote it. It was a really good scene. And he wrote it in a day because I just got the idea, and I said, I think we better do this. And they went, oh, what a great idea.
I also loved, I think it was the same episode where Buzz referred to Lillian as his guiding light.
Yeah, that was our wedding.
That was, again, a perfect, if the show had to end, that was a great closure.
That made me feel so good, yes. You will always be my guiding light. Oh.
Lillian had been such
a good person.
A good person, and energetically, she wasn't always on screen, but her loving energy, her support was always there. Even when she was just taking people's temperature.
Where's Beth?
Where's Beth? Who's dying? Who needs their temperature taken, right?
Yeah.
But again, I was like, I want to see more of Tina Sloan. I want to see more of Lillian, at least in that last year. And we definitely got to see more. And in these episodes that are on sale now, we got some closure.
Oh, I think so. I'm quite thrilled.
Yes.
I can't wait to get those episodes and give them to everybody I know, even people who didn't watch it, and say, I want you to see what our show was about.
Right.
Because I think that's really important. That people who you know well need to see what the show is about.
And then, from Sweet Lillian to Not So Sweet Theodora on Empire, the series.
Oh, she's so bitchy. She's the worst woman. I love her. I just love being snooty and just throwing people out of my way and firing them or murdering them or whatever. I feel like Alan Spaulding, sort of. So I really, really enjoyed playing Theodora, and I think Empire this season is hilarious.
So season 4, which just filmed.
Yeah, we filmed it out in Long Island in a house. And Ellen Dolan, Orla and I stayed together in a house, and it was so nice. The house we all filmed in was Ellen's friend's house.
Ellen Dolan.
Ellen Dolan, yeah. And she has a the funniest part. I mean, her part is brilliant. Have you read the script this year?
I haven't.
I don't know it yet. There are a lot of really interesting things in it. Really.
Does Theodora get some one-liners?
Oh, she gets a lot of singing.
I love that.
Yeah, she gets a lot of good. She's like Maggie Smith, you know, in Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
She just says what she believes, and she just puts people down. I mean, it's what everybody dreams of doing.
Right.
Don't you think?
Well, and Empire does what I was dreaming of doing, is having you be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Having Tina Sloan really take control and be kind of a driving force of conflict and drama in a series.
As opposed to just sitting back and being sweet. We knew when they hired me on Guiding Light, I was hired because my daughter was going to be raped by my husband. They hired a strong woman to play a weak woman. And because a weak woman playing a weak woman would have been boring. But I still had to play that weak woman afterward, and I would have liked to, and I did get strong as time went on. You know when I got strong, when we did it out in P-PAC, and I could just ad-lib, and I'd throw in these zingers, and they weren't going to bother taking them out, and they began to like them, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know that. So once things moved to P-PAC, it got a little bit looser.
Oh, it got so easy. I could say anything I wanted. I'd go, Alan, what's the matter with you? Or I'd say to Beth, Beth, all you do is sleep with men. And everybody would go like that, and then, but I was speaking the truth.
Love that. I love that.
So people did like that. I was quite pleased.
And also tell us about the work on Venice, the series.
Venice is wonderful.
How's that going?
Crystal was just back here, Chappelle.
Yeah.
And I'm with her husband, her real life husband, Michael Sabatino.
Yes,
so
I always
that's
think Lawrence. I always want to call him Lawrence Alamein. That's the character on Days of Our Lives. Michael Sabatino, yes.
So that's been great fun being with him. He's wonderful. I couldn't do it much last year because I was doing the play a lot.
Yes.
So I didn't have the time, and it interfered with. I couldn't schedule a lot. I think I only got to do 3 episodes or 3 little small things. But this year she's given me warning of when it will be, and I think it will be interesting what's going to happen. Although, interestingly, Jill Laurie Hurst writes it, and she wrote Lillian. So last year I was being sweet again. And I have to talk to her about that before she writes her this year. When Kim Teresi wrote her, she was hilarious. I don't know if you saw it where she was, so how do I pick that woman up? Well, you know, that was a great monologue.
Yeah.
You know, that was fun.
Right.
So I want more of that kind of.
Okay, this is not Lillian.
No.
This is a different series, a different character. Okay.
And I love Jill beyond belief. I mean, she's the one who made my character come to life.
Yeah.
But
well, she recognized the potential for Lillian.
That's right.
And she wrote that line that Buzz said to her. Tell me about the play. What's going on with the play? What's happening with Changing Shoes?
I wrote a play called Changing Shoes.
Yes.
And it's gone around the country.
Yes.
And it's going to Watch Hill, Rhode Island next. But what's happened, I mean, I did it in Palm Beach this winter, and out of it, I'm doing talks now for lunches where I get paid a lot of money. And I go, like at the Joffrey Ballet in Chicago, I'm going to be their speaker. I'm going out to a law firm in Morristown, New Jersey. This is all in the next few weeks. You know, it's been wonderful.
Wow.
Because I'm funny and I can take parts of the play and do them, but have the sort of tailor the talk around what they need to hear.
Wow. Well, and you're relatable. We can relate to you.
I love that word.
You give us hope.
I think so. Yes.
You help us see that change is something that we can embrace, even though it can be scary, it can be threatening, but we can embrace it. And I think you give hope to so many people.
Well, I think the fact that I am about to be 70 my next birthday, and I'm still, I'm still in the game. You know, I'm staying in this game, and if you stay in the game, it does give hope to people 10 years younger than me or 20 years younger, who are my friends. They go, "Oh, thank God you're out there ahead of me."
Yeah.